Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Shri Shailabhijanamburashishanam Sri Krishna Tatatmajam Sri Shailanvaya Devanatha Sriya Praptagamantaddvayam Padabjena Simhatataya Guroho Nyastatma Rakshabharam Vidvat Vrinda Chakora Chandiramaham Ramanujaryam Shraye Sriranga Sudha Madhu Samaswadayantam Sriranga Mahishi Padapankajatmajam Sulabhashrayam Sadamoda Siddhamadbhutam Bhajeham Gurum Tam Ranganatha Priyam Sukhasanastham Hridayabja Pithe Chinmudraya Lankata Pani Padmam Shubhopavitam Vimalorthapundram Namami Rangam Gurum Antarange Namami Yoga Samrajni Vijayam Vijayapradam Srirangardha Sanasinam Karunam Mamamataram Guru Rupa Paranjyotihi Jyoti Rupa Guru Paraha Ajnana Mandiram Hyetate Guru Vijnana Mandiram Mukhaṁ Karoti Vachalam Angum Lankayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yontah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuttam Sanjeevayat Akhila Shaktidhara Swadhamna Anyam Shahastacharana Shravanatvagādine Pranān Namo Bhagavate Purushāya Tubhyam Jayatyāshita Santrāsa Dhvanta Vidhvam Sanodayaha Prabhāvān Sitaya Devya Paramavyoma Bhaskaraha Sakrideva Prapannaya Tavasmiti Chayachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadamyetat Pratam Mama Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutha Mukyam Shriramadutam Shirasa Namami Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasharathatmaje Veda Prache Tasadasite Sakshad Ramayanatmana. Salutations to our Guru and the Guru of all Gurus. Will commence our session today. We had concluded the first Sargam and started the Nishagama Pratiksha Sargam, which is the Dvitiya Sargam. And within that, we have seen how after landing in Sri Lanka, Hanuman starts to do a parivekshanam. He gets a bird's eye view of Lanka, and in that process he actually is perched on top of a hill and he is overseeing Lanka, which is also built on top of another hill. Of course, it's a capital city that probably is visiting there, isn't it? And there is a description of the beauty of nature there. We had seen how a variety of trees existed there. And we had concluded with sloka number 13. Udyanani charamyani dadarsha kapikunjaraha. We will now continue from sloka number 14. Samasadya cha lakshmivan lankam Ravanapalitam Parikhabhi Sapadmabhi Sotpalabhiralankritam. I will chant next 4 slokas. They are all knit together. So it's difficult to separate them out in terms of meaning. Sita paharanattena Ravanena surakshitam Samantad vicharadbhischa Rakshasai kamarupibhi Kanchanena vrtam ramyam Prakarena mahapurim Grihaischa graha sankashaihi Sharadam buddha sannibhaihi Pandarabhi pratolibhi Uchchabhirabhisamvritam Attalaka shatakirnam Patakadhvajamalinim Torane kanchaneir deeptam Lata Pankti Vichitritaihi Dadarsha Hanuman Lankam Divideva Purimiva. It's a further description now he is turning his gaze towards the palaces, the fortresses, and how they have been built. So the first thing we notice here is Lakshmivan, Hanuman. So Hanuman is described as Lakshmivan, and Lakshmi, as we know, is Mahavishnu's divine consort. And what it connotes is all the Aishwaryas. Hanuman is conferred with all the great Aishwaryas. Anybody who is endowed with Thiru only needs to be addressed as such, isn't it? Thiru அப்படின்னு போடுறோம் இல்லையா தமிழ்ல, இல்ல ஸ்ரீ அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் சம்ஸ்கிருதத்துல. அந்த ஸ்ரீங்கிறது it has become a prefix, common prefix. But we should all note that it is an alankaram only for those who have attained the real Aishwaryas. அவளதான் ஸ்ரீன்னு கூப்பிடணும். பட் யாருக்கு இல்லையோ அது இருந்ததுன்னா it connotes that there is a goal ahead for us. அதை ஞாபகப்படுத்திட்டே இருக்கணும். ஓ, நம்ம முன்ன ஸ்ரீன்னு இருக்கு, அதனால இப்படி காலரை தூக்கின்னு போனோன்னு கிடையாது. அந்த ஸ்ரீங்கிறத நம்ம எப்படி அடையிறது? There is something great that we need to attain in our life, the Ashtaishwaryas. Only then the title will befit us, இல்லையா? OBE, Sir, Padmasri, Padma Bhushan எல்லாம் சொல்றோம். These are all titles which are decorated for those who really are worthy of it. Of course, முன்ன காலத்துல எல்லாருக்கும் கிடைச்சிட்டு இருந்து, அந்த கேஸ்ல it is like something which is worthy of attaining அப்படிங்கிறது மனசுல இருக்கணும். Lakshmivan Hanuman Lankam Asadhya, having reached Sri Lanka. The other attributes for Lanka follow now. What are they? Ravana Palitam. It is a country that is ruled by, it is actually Palitam gatnala, it is protected by Ravana அப்படின்னு வச்சுப்போம். Ruled by Ravana and protected by Ravana. Sa Padmabhihi, there are lots of lotuses that he sees there. Sotpalabhihi, Utpala அப்படின்னு இன்னொரு flower, blue lotus, நீலோத்பலம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். There are, என்ன சொல்லுவோம் அதுக்கு தமிழ்ல என்ன பேர், ஏதோ ஒன்று இருக்கு அதுக்கு, குமுதமா, நீலோத்பலம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ப்ளூ லோட்டஸ், லில்லிஸ்னு வச்சுப்போம். பரிகாபிஹி அலங்கிருதாம். பரிகானாக்கா there are different fortresses. The fortresses are protected by moats, MOAT, கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்போம் இல்லையா? அந்த மோட்ஸுக்கு பரிகான்னு பேரு சம்ஸ்கிருதத்துல. So the fortresses are protected by moats. Alankritam. Sitapaharanarthena Ravanena அப்படின்னு போட்டிருக்கு. Samantat. So it appears Hanuman is thinking the fact that Ravana has carried away Sita Pirati and she is there with him, in order to protect himself and protect Sita from somebody else taking her away, perhaps he has built a series of fortresses which are well protected by moats, Samantat, all over. Apart from moats, moats are not enough. They are necessary for protecting fortresses. Who are the other people who are supposed to guard the fortresses? அப்படின்னா ஒரு பெரிய லிஸ்டே இருக்கு. There is a big list of people who are protecting him. யாருன்னாக்கா விசரத்பிஹி, சரம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா. That means there are people who keep walking around. பஹரா ஹுஷார் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு போவா இல்லையா? விசரத்பிஹி உக்ரதன்விபிஹி. There are gods who are holding very frightening forms of bows, BOWs. சுதன்வா அப்படின்னு சொல்லணும், பெருமாளுக்கு பேர் இல்லையா? சுதன்வா, அந்த போவுக்கு பேரு தன்வான்னு பேரு. உக்ர தன்விபி, உக்ரமா இருக்கக்கூடிய தன்வத்தை வச்சுண்டு there are gods who are taking care, always supervising the fortresses. Rakshasaihi surakshitam. It is well protected by different types of rakshasas. Kanchanena prakarena avartam. these fortresses எப்படின்னாக்கா பளபளன்னு காஞ்சனம்னா golden boundary walls கோல்டுல ஆவர்த்தமா இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம் இருக்கு. So that was the richness of Lanka. காஞ்சனேன பிராகாரம்னாக்கா boundary wall. ஆவர்த்தம், it is surrounded by பிராகாரம். Ramyam Mahapurim. So the city is really great and glorious, beautiful, Mahapuri, and it is beautiful, Ramya. Graha Sankashaihi Sharadambuda Sannibhaihi. It is the entire city is resembling a series of planets. Abdin solar. Adavade, if you are able to see planets through naked eye, you are really blessed. Otherwise, if you use telescopes, you will see that the planets are indeed, beautiful to watch, especially Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and so on. So in the city of Lanka resembles an assembly of planets. Sharada Ambuda Sannibhaihi. Sharada naka white nartham. Ambudam na clouds. So it resembles autumnal clouds. Abdin artham. That means it is full of kanti, that entire city. And there are different types of houses there. Grihaischa Pandurabhihi Uchchabhihi Pratolibhihi. Pandu abdinaka white in color nartham. நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும் இல்லையா பாண்டு மகாராஜா. We all know how he was born. ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? He was born because of sage Vyasa, illa Ambalika, Ambika. And when they were asked to parade in front of Vyasa Maharshi, each one of them had a different reaction. And Pandu's mother, the moment she saw sage Vyasa, she got frightened and her body became white in color. So that's the reason why Pandu was born also as white in color. So that's why he is called as Pandu Maharaja. And Pandurabhi, here the houses are all white in color. Okay. And then they are also elevated. Uchchabhihi. And அந்த காலத்திலேயே plan பண்ணி கட்டிருக்கா. Pratolibhihi Abhisamritam. There are lots of streets there. Pratoli naka streets in that city. Pataka Dhvajamalinim. And there are actually அந்த ஸ்ட்ரீட்ஸ் எல்லாம் கார்ட் பண்றதுக்குன்னு லைட் ஹவுஸ் மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஓகே, அதுவும் இருக்கு. அந்த லைட் ஹவுஸ் மேல பதாகங்கள்லாம் இருக்கு. there are lots of flags that are decorating the various signposts there. Divyaihi kanchanaihi lata pankti vichitraihi. There are different types of creepers. Lata naka creeper nartham. And they are all wonderful and golden in color. Toranaihi divi devapurimiva lankam dadarsha. The lata or creepers are actually looking like toranangal surrounding the fortress, and it actually resembled Swargam itself, Devapuri. That is how Hanuman saw Lanka. That is the meaning of all these shlokas. Essentially, it shows how rich that city was, how beautifully it was built, and also protected by different types of Rakshasas. இதெல்லாம் ஆஞ்சநேயர் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கார். Let us continue what he is going to see further. Girimurdhini sthitam lankam Pandarai bhavanai shubhaihi Sadadarsha kapi shriman Puramakashagam yatha. Giri Murdhini Sthitam Lankam. Lanka is situated on top of a mountain, Giri. Seriya? And Kapisreshta Hanuman Patar Panduraihi Shubhaihi Bhavanaihi. Again, there are different types of mansions which are extremely good looking. There's a question. Is there a question? Okay. In spite of, why is Panduranga called so in spite of his skin complexion? Okay. No. Here,
Sorry,
Panduranga.
unrelated. I'm sorry, it's completely unrelated. Just came into my mind.
No worries. இங்க பாண்டுரங்கா அப்படின்னாக்கா he is white in color னு கிடையாது. பாண்டுவுக்கு ரங்கன் அப்படின்னாக்கா one who was adored by Pandu is Krishna அப்படின்னு அர்த்தங்க. சரியா? That's the meaning. So Giri Murdhini Sthitam Lankam Shubhaihi Bhavanehi Sthitam. So there are different types of bhavanas there, palaces there, and they are also white in color. And எப்படின்னாக்கா ஆகாஷகாம் யதா. So these are all really tall palaces அப்படிங்கிறார். They are as if they are touching the sky. அந்த மாதிரி கட்டிருக்கார் நம்ம ராவணன். பாலிதாம் ராட்சசேந்திரேன நிர்மிதாம் விஸ்வகர்மணா प्लवमानाम इवाकाशे ददर्श हनुमान पुरीम. Palitam Rakshasendrena. It is protected by Ravana. Nirmitam Vishwakarmana. So immediately Hanuman knows that the architect for this glorious and beautiful city is none other than Vishwakarma himself. Ennaka Srishti Kramatila there are different types of creations that we come across. Some are man-made, some are divine. If the creation needs to look divine, it needs to have divine origins. And that's the reason why Hanuman immediately understands that given the divine nature of what I'm seeing here, along gold-plated, there are different skyscrapers which are beautifully constructed. So it is none other than Vishwakarma who is the architect of this beautiful city. Plavamanam ivakashe. So it's as if the entire city is floating or flying in air nartham. Avalo beautiful, the entire city has been architected. And now he's going to describe how probably Vishwakarma would have conceived the idea of Lanka. அதுக்கு ஒரு 2 ஸ்லோகங்களை ஒன்னா சொல்லலாம். வப்ரப்ராகார ஜகனாம் விபுலாம்பு வனாம்பராம் சதக்னி சூலகேஷாந்தம் அட்டாலகவதம் சகாம் மனசேவ கிருதாம் லங்காம் நிர்மிதாம் விஸ்வகர்மணா துவாரமுத்தரமாசாத்ய சிந்தயாமாச வானரஹ. அதாவது where is creation first born அப்படின்னு ஒரு question போட்டுக்கலாம். So we see a beautiful creation in front of us, right? What is the origin of this creation அப்படின்னு பார்த்தாக்கா the answer to that is very, very simple. Although it is so humongous, it is quite solid in nature with various details, all of that emanates from our mind. இல்லையா? அந்த மைண்ட்ல அந்த கிரியேஷன் இல்லைன்னா வெளியில அந்த கிரியேஷன் வராது. And of course the mind will have to think properly, design it, and execution comes in the form of karma. That's a different issue. So these 2 shlokas talk about how would Vishwakarma have thought about Lanka city. He knows இப்போ ஒரு ஆர்கிடெக்ட் கிட்ட போறோம். First of all, identifying a good architect is a big problem. Different architects will give different quotations. Let's say we found the architect. That architect would have designed multiple different structures. So the very first thing, if he or she is a good architect, if somebody approaches them, can you construct this for me? What is the first thing they observe? Or the first hour they spend? They spend ideally talking to the owners, the house owners, the grihastha and the grihini. They try to get what is going on in their mind. Our manasla enna vechindruka? What is it their conception? Who are they? And avalukku eta madri construction irukanum. So Vishwakarma, he knew who is Ravana, and based on his Rakshasamana Swarupam and Rakshasamana Gunangal, he conceptualized Lanka in this manner. Ennala abdinaka, Vapra Prakara Jaganam. These two slokas are, English la personification அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். It personifies Lanka city. எப்படின்னாக்கா Jaganam அப்படின்னாக்கா hips and loins அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். So imagine Lanka city is a person. Then the hips and loins are nothing but Vapra Prakaram. The different ramparts of the fortresses that are there, they are nothing but the hips and loins of Lanka. Vipulambu Navambaram. Navambaramna pudu clothes அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். What are the clothes or the robes that are alankaram for this Lanka? Naka Vipulambu, the moats which are full of water. They resemble as if Lanka is robed with different types of clothes. அடுத்தது, what are the hairs of this person? அப்படின்னாக்கா சதக்னி சூல கேசாந்தாம். அந்த கேசம் அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னாக்கா சதக்னி சூலம். There are different types of சூலங்கள், tridents. அது எப்படின்னாக்கா they are spiked with different types of materials, and it is called as சதக்னி. 100 பேரை கொல்றதுக்கு சக்தி அதுக்கு இருக்கு, தாக்கத்து அதுக்கு இருக்கு. So which means the hairs of the lady called Lanka city is சதக்னி. அடுத்தது அட்டாலக வதம்சகாம். இந்த வதம்சகை அப்படின்னாக்கா இயர்ரிங்ஸ். The earrings of this city are nothing but அட்டாலகம். அட்டாலகம்னா the towers. ஏற்கனவே சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, there are watch towers in the city. They are resembling the earrings of Lanka city. இதெல்லாம் மனசா கிருதாம் நிர்மிதாம் விஸ்வகர்மனா. So Vishwakarma conceptualized Lanka in this manner அப்படின்னு கவியுடைய வால்மீகியுடைய அபிப்பிராயம் here. So in other words, it is a personification of Lanka Nagari. We are going to see there is going to be a Rakshasi who Hanuman meets shortly. அதனால அதுக்கு ஒரு you have to forgive Valmiki Maharshi. He has given a female akaram for Lanka city. Okay, he is not a male chauvinist, but ஒரு காவியத்துக்கு உண்டான ஒரு இது. He is trying to describe various aspects there. அடுத்தது கைலாச நிலைய பிரக்யம் ஆலிகந்தமிவாம்பரம் டீயமானமிவாகாசம் உச்ரிதைர்பவனோத்தமைஹி சம்பூர்ணாம் ராட்சசைர்ഘോரைஹி நாகைர்போகவதீமிவ அச்சிந்த்யாம் சுகிருதாம் ஸ்பஷ்டாம் குபேராத்யுஷிதாம் புரா தம்ஷ்ட்ரிபிர்பஹுபிः शूरैः शूलपट्टिशपाणिभिः रक्षितां राक्षसैर्घोरैः गुहाम् आशीविषैरिव तस्याश्च महतीं गुप्तिं सागरं च समीक्षसः रावणं च रिपुं घोरं चिन्तयामास वानरः. Further description of Lanka city. முதல்ல தேவபுரி அப்படின்னு சொன்னார். அதுக்கப்புறம் it's in the form of a lady with describing her various parts. அடுத்தது கைலாச சிகர பிரக்யாம். Lanka city resembles Mount கைலாசம். அப்புறம் அம்பரம் அலிகந்தீமிவ. அம்பரம்னா ஆகாசம். ஆகாசத்தை எழுதுற மாதிரி அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். So the different bhavanas there are really skyscrapers. Uchritaihi, they are very, very tall. Bhavanottamihi, different types of excellent mansions are present there. Akasham diyamanamiva. Diyamanamna to fly அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். So அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய different types of பவனங்கள். ஆனால் now Hanuman realizes that this is no more a Devapuri. It resembles the ராட்சசங்களுடைய புரி. அதுக்கு பேரு போகவதி அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். போகவதி இஸ் தி நெதர் வேர்ல்டு இல்லையா, பாத்தாளங்கள். அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய பவனத்துக்கு பேரு போகவதி. And Bhogavati is full of Nagaihi, Ghoraihi, different types of Nagas. That's a jati of people who belong to the Rakshasa clan. Rakshasehi Sampurnam. It is full of such Nagas. Achintyam Sukurtam Spashtam. In the Madri Yoshike Achintyam, you cannot even think of how beautifully Sukurtam, well built, these different bhavanas are. They are all spashtam, they are clearly visible. And then Pura Kubera Dhushitam. It was earlier occupied by Kubera Abdingra. It probably was a nagari of Kubera, which was occupied by Ravana. There must have been a fight earlier, and he took over Kubera's mansions. Abdingaradu inga Tatparyam. Aduthathu, this city is full of Ashi Vishaihi, different types of venomous serpents. Guhamiva Damshribihi, these serpents are all present in Guhai. They are different types of caves. And Damshribihi, they have protruding fangs of the snakes. Shuraihi Shulapattasa Panibihi. There are also different types of gods. Shurasana Pere. They are holding different types of tridents and spears in their hands. Ghoraihi Rakshasaihi Rakshitam. This city is protected by Goramana Rakshasargal. Idella yar pakrarna saha vanaraha tasyaha mahatim guptim. He looked at Lanka as a lady here. Tasyaha and soldar. Mahatim guptim. The secret of Lanka and the different types of security in Lanka. Guptam garde rendu arthamo aganga. And then here inga paathitu ipdi sagarata paakrar ipdi thirumbi paathitu Goram Ripum Ravanam Nirikshya Chintayamasa. So இப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு கோரமான well protected city-யா இருக்கே Lankai. He started to now think what the hell is going to happen. I have never seen this type of a city anywhere. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு Chintayamasa. What did he think? Agatyapi harayo Bhavishyanti nirathakaha nahi yuddhena vai Lanka shakya jetum surairapi. அதாவது it is very important. Ravana has already communicated a message to Hanuman that my city is impregnable. It is another Ayodhya. You cannot fight with me. அப்படிங்கிறது பார்த்தாலே தெரிய வரணும் இல்லையா? அவருடைய கெத்து இப்படி இருக்குப்பா அப்படின்னு கிட்டே போக முடியாதபடி இருக்கணும். அப்படி தன்னுடைய சிட்டியை நிர்மாணம் பண்ணியிருக்கார் ராவணர். எப்படின்னாக்கா ஹனுமாருக்கே இந்த ஒரு டவுட் வந்துருத்து. என்ன வந்துருத்தோ? ஆகத்திய அபிஹ ஹரயஹ பவிஷ்யந்தி நிரர்த்தகாக. When all my fellow monkeys ஹரயஹ come here, they arrive, they will all become nirarthakaha, meaning they will all be reduced to mere creatures. They will not be able to do anything. அர்த்தமே இல்லாத போயிடும் அவ வந்ததுக்கு. அடுத்து நஹி யுத்தேனவை லங்கா சக்யா ஜேதம் சுரைரபி. Lanka can never be won over even by gods. இப்பேற்பட்ட சிட்டினா வச்சிருக்காரு இவர். He has a really magnificent city, protected very well, not only by moats and other things, but also Rakshasas and Nagas. They seem to be well built and they are holding different types of Ayudham. Idallam paathitte, what are we going to do? Imam tu vishamam durgam Lankam Ravana palitam prapyapi sa mahabahu kim karishyati raghavaha. Watch it. So நாங்க மங்கீஸ்லாம் என்ன பண்ண போறோம் அப்படின்னு முதல்ல யோசிக்கிறார். அதுக்கப்புறம் டிப்ரெஷனோட செகண்ட் லெவல் என்னது? இமாம் து விஷமாம் துர்காம். இந்த லங்கை இருக்கு இல்லையா, இட் இஸ் அ விஷமமான லங்கை. விஷமம் அப்படின்னாக்கா என்ன? நம்ம தமிழ்ல விஷமம்னு சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா? விஷமம் பண்ணாத அப்படின்னாக்கா அந்த சமம் அப்படிங்கிறது எங்க இல்லையோ அதுக்கு பேர் வேர் தெர் இஸ் நோ சமத்தை ஆர் பேலன்ஸ் இஸ் விஷமம். And Lanka is disproportionate in terms of its badness. There is nothing that seems to be good there. That is why it is called as Vishama. It seems to be extremely difficult as a city to defeat. And then Ravana Palitam. Inga Prapyapi sa Mahabahu. Even when Mahabahu, who is Mahabahu Raghavaha, Rama, he himself lands here, he will not be able to do anything. Prapyapi sa Mahabahu Kim Karishiti. What will he do? இப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு city இருக்கு. It is actually at an elevated level. See, it's difficult to overcome or defeat a city even at the ground level. This seems to be a city built on top of a mountain. So it is physically even a difficult thing to achieve. In those, அந்த காலத்துல அந்த ஹெலிகாப்டர்லாம் இருந்ததோ இல்லையோ தெரியல இல்லையா, டிஃபென்ஸ் சிஸ்டம்ஸ். அவகாஷோ ந சாந்த்வஸ்ய ராட்சசேஷ்வபிகம்யதே நதானஸ்ய ந பேதஸ்ய நைவ யுத்தஸ்ய திருஷ்யதே. This is an important lesson for how to tackle or how not to tackle Rakshasas. So on the one hand, he's looking at Lanka. On the other hand, he started to think about, even when the monkeys come here, nothing big is going to happen. Even Rama will find it difficult. Now he started to look at the Rakshasas and their nature. What is their nature? Na santasya avakashaha rakshaseshu abhigamyate. Rakshasas will never agree for any kind of compromise, santvani, or any kind of consolation. I will give you 10 acres of land. Can you please return Sitai? There is nothing negotiable there. They will not be ready for any kind of reconciliation. That is the nature of Rakshasas. We should bear that in mind. Okay, anybody who is not ready for any kind of reconciliation is known as a Rakshasa. That is a corollary. And what are the other things? அதனால இப்போ உடனே இந்த கிளாஸ் முடிஞ்சதுமே பாரு ராட்சசா ராட்சசின்னு திட்ட ஆரம்பிச்சிடாதுங்க எல்லாரையும். அதெல்லாம் மனசுலயே வச்சுக்க. நம்ம உள்ளே நிறைய ராட்சசா இருக்கா, அது முதல்ல வச்சுக்கணும். அடுத்தது என்னதுங்க? ந தானஸ்ய ந பேதஸ்ய. வாட் ஆர் த அதர் அட்ரிபியூட்ஸ் ஆஃப் திஸ் ஜென்டில்மென் அண்ட் லேடிஸ்? அவ கிட்ட தானங்கிறது பலிக்காது இல்லையா? தானம் கொடுத்துட்டு வாங்குறதுங்கிறது நடக்காது. தானம் கொடுத்தா வாங்கி எஸ்கேப் ஆயிடுவா. தே வில் நாட் லுக் அட் யூ அட் ஆல். ந பேதஸ்ய. You cannot divide and conquer among the Rakshasas. That is definitely not possible, because they themselves are of that nature. They will spot it out. If you are trying to use that tactic, முதல்ல உங்க தள்ள ஒரு குட்டு போட்டு உங்களை தள்ளி விட்டுருவா. நைவ யுத்தஸ்ய திருஷ்யதே. Finally, they don't seem to be people who you can fight with. They seem to be extremely qualified, well armed, and so on and so forth. Vanarangal kitta innum they are not yet ready with any types of weapons. So that's probably the reason why Hanuman is thinking even Yuddha is not an option with these Rakshasa girls. So whenever you encounter a Rakshasa, this is a very simple technique. Very first thing is you should identify whether the person is Rakshasa or a Deva. Right? The moment you identify somebody as Rakshasa, don't even proceed along the dimensions of Dana, Bheda, and Yuddham. It is not going to work. What is going to work is Yukti. You have to use your brain and try to do something for that situation. This is a great lesson for all of us in terms of handling Rakshasas. Chaturnameva hi gatihi vanaranam mahatmanam valiputrasya neelasya mama rajnyascha dhimatah. Immediately, Hanuman looks at who are the great people who at least have the ability to get inside this set of fortresses. அப்படின்னு கொஸ்டின் பண்ணிக்கிறார். 4 பேர் தான். சதுர்நாமேவஹி கதிஹி வானராணாம் மகாத்மனாம். Among all the vanaras, only 4 people are capable of getting into Lanka. Who are they? They are Valiputra, Angada, then Neela, then he talks of himself, Mama, and then Rajnyasya Dhimataha, his Raja who is Sugriva. That is what is his conclusion. Abdinaka, Ramara Uttare, Abdin Yochik Pradhe. He is now thinking as a Vanara. See, these are fortresses, Engarike, on top of mountains. And it's very easy for monkeys to get to the peaks of mountains easily compared to human beings. So Lord Rama is all said and done a human being now. So that's the reason perhaps why Hanuman is thinking there are only 4 people who have the gati to reach Ravana's fortress. Abdin solraringa. Ya vajjanami vaidehim yadi jivati vanava tatraiva chintayishyami drishtva tam janakatmajam. Now he is kind of getting into that state of despondency. Okay. This is something that every one of us goes through. Even Hanuman goes through that, but he knows how to handle. That's the difference. Yavat janami vaidehim. So he is thinking, idella nama romba yochikaramo adin yochika arambittar. Am I thinking too much? But at the same time, he needs to think also, because he's the only one who has come as the first spy or messenger to Lanka. And therefore, it's important to pay attention to details. All these details of how the city is planned will be used by Hanuman, and he is going to mention that to Rama, and then they will plan the war accordingly. Okay, so he has a great attention to details. But he's now saying, Yavat janami vaidehi edi jivati vanava. I don't know whether Vaidehi will be alive or not. My task ahead is to figure out where she is. And then once I find her, tatreva chintayishyami. First, let me go and find where she is. Let me forget about who is capable of coming here. We can't do this, we can't do that. Let me look at my task. This again reminds us of goal orientation. Ramar utta ambu, Anjaneer, Liya. So he remembers himself, I am the arrow of Ravana. The goal is to find Sita Mate, not to plan for the war now. Okay. So that's how he is reminded of the Chintashyami Drishtvatam Janakatmajam. Tatassa Chintayamasa Muhurtam Kapikunjaraha Girishringe Sthitastasminne Ramasya Rataha. So Muhurtam Kapikunjaraha Chintayamasa. Muhurtam na instantaneously, or for a short while. He started to step back and think. Enna think punar Girishringe, he is on top of a mountain also. Enna yoscha Ramasya Abhyudaye Rataha. Idha mukhyam. He is somebody who is very, very keen on welfare of Lord Ramachandra. Abhyudayam அப்படிங்கிற வார்த்தை சனாதன தர்மத்துல ரொம்பவே இம்பார்ட்டன்டான வார்த்தை. The definition of so-called dharma is yataha abhyudaya nishreyasa siddhi sadharmaha அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். By doing a certain act, if it results in either abhyudayam or nishreyasam, prayas or shreyas, goodness in this world or hereafter, adukku per dhan dharmam. And Hanuman is very much interested in the abhyudayam of Ramachandra, prayas. Yenaka he has to be joined with Sita Mata. That is important here. Then he starts to think, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Anena rupena maya nashakya rakshasam puri praveshtum rakshasair gupta krurair bala samanvitaihi. So he immediately thinks, anena rupena, in the form that I am currently, na sakya rakshasam puri, I am not supposed to roam around in this city. It's full of rakshasas. Praveshtum, I can't even enter with this form that I have. Rakshasaihi gupta, it is protected by rakshasas. They are also kruraihi bala samanvitaihi. They have different forms of balam, which is really, really cruel. and I should therefore think of an alternative form. Now he starts to think of what are those alternative forms. Adapati yochikrar ipa. Ugraujaso mahavirya balavantascha rakshasaha vanchaniya maya sarve janakim parimargata. He immediately thinks that these rakshasas are mahaviryaha. They are quite valorous. Balavantaha. Balam nariya irukku. Ugra ojasaha. Ojas அப்படிங்கிறது is something energy basically. அது ரொம்ப உக்ரமா இருக்கு. They are highly energetic people. Therefore, I should think of no danam, no bhedam, no yuddha. What should I think of? Vanchaniya. Vanchanam அப்படிங்கிறத நான் யூஸ் பண்ணணும் இங்க. I'm supposed to cheat or deceive these rakshasas and somehow enter this city of Lanka. And then எதுக்காக அப்படின்னா ஜானகியும் பரிமார்கதா. I am supposed to figure out where Janaki is. Given that is my goal or objective, it is okay to cheat or deceive. Seriya? So that is something we should keep in mind. Meaning, we should not think twice. If at all you are encountering a situation where you are surrounded by Rakshasas and you have a specific goal that you want to attain, even deceit is okay. அப்படிங்கிறது இங்க தர்ம சூக்ஷ்மம். லக்ஷ்யா லக்ஷேண ரூபேண ராத்ரௌ லங்கா புரீமயா பிரவேஷ்டும் பிராப்த காலோ மே கிருத்யம் சாதயித்தும் மஹதே. மகத்தான சாதனை இருக்கு. That is that of searching for Sita Mata. I am supposed to, this is the right time அப்படிங்கிறார். ஏன்னா அது ராத்திரி. ஸோ ராத்திரியில எந்த மாதிரி ரூபத்துல போனோம் அப்படின்னா லக்ஷ்யா லக்ஷேன, பார்த்தும் பார்க்காத மாதிரி, in a non-conspicuous manner I am supposed to enter this Lankapuri. Lankapuri பிரவேஷ்டும். அதுக்கு முகூர்த்தம் வந்தாச்சு இப்போ. தாம் புரீம் தாதிருஷீம் திருஷ்ட்வா துராதர்ஷாம் சுராசுரைஹி ஹனுமான் சிந்தயாமாச வினிஸ்வஸ்ய முகுர்முகு. மறுபடியும் யோசிக்கிறார் ஹனுமான். என்ன யோசிக்கிறார்? சுராசுரைஹி. The city of Lanka cannot be won over by both gods and demons. Duradharsham, unassailable. இப்பேற்பட்ட ஒரு புரிய I am going to enter. And then he started to think again and again, in what form should I enter அப்படிங்கிறது அவருடைய important thought ஆயிருந்தீங்க. கேனோபாயேன பஷ்யேயம் மைதிலீம் ஜனகாத்மஜாம் அதிருஷ்டோ ராட்சசேந்திரேன ராவணேன துராத்மனா. என்ன யோசிக்கிறார் அப்படின்னா, என்ன உபாயத்தினால? கேனோபாயன பஷ்யேயம். கேனோபாயன லகுனா விஷ்ணோர் நாம சஹஸ்ரகம் இல்லையா? பஷ்யேயம் மைதிலீம் ஜனகாத்மஜாம். How am I supposed to look out for Sita Mata in such a manner that rakshasendrena adrishtaha, I should not be seen by Rakshasendra, who is Ravana, and he is a Duratma, right? Na vinashyet katham karyam ramasya viditatmanaha ekam ekascha pashyeyam rahite janakatmajam. I am supposed to get into a form in such a manner that this karyam of looking out for Sita should not end up in a disaster. Vinashyet na katham karyam. How am I supposed to do my karyam in such a manner that it doesn't get into a nasty state? And viditatmanaha ramasya karyam ide. It is not an ordinary task. It is a task which is meant for Lord Ramachandra, who is a Viditatma, meaning he is endowed with self-knowledge, Atma Jnanam. And I am supposed to also look out for Sita, and இது வந்துட்டு ஏகாம் ஏகஸ்ச அப்படின்னா இந்த காலத்துல இந்த one-on-one meeting அப்படின்னு இல்லையா? How am I supposed to get that one-on-one meeting with Sita Mate அப்படின்னு யோசிக்கிறார். வஷ்யேயம் ரஹிதே Janakatmajam. How am I supposed to get a private audience, given that she is 24/7 protected by Rakshasas I need to look at a way that I can access Sita Mata one-on-one. Bhutaschartha vipadyante deshakala virodhitaha Viklavam Dutamasadya Tamassuryodaye Yatha. Ingada Anjaneyaruடைய புத்தி தத்துவம் பிரகாசமாறுது. He is not jumping into any kind of conclusion. I will take form A and then, it is very easy for human beings. What to talk of monkeys? Yeah. He could have taken some form and jumped into Lanka. He didn't do that. Yena anga yosikrar. What is he thinking? Bhutaschartha vipadyante. Viklabam dutam asadya. I am first of all, he knows who he is. He is not a warrior now. He is a duta. He is a messenger. And when a messenger is trying to get into an unknown territory, he should not be somebody who is a viklaba, meaning one who has no sense. Nonsensical pannakudadu. And deshakala virodhitaha bhutarthaha. Bhutarthamnaka different types of plans or strategies abdin artham. So let's say you have 5 strategies and you are a messenger. Now, if you do not apply your mind and then follow this strategy, then it will end up in a disaster. Adukku or analogy kudukar. Epdinaka Suryodaye tamaha yata vipadyante. Just like Suryodayam destroys the tamas of night, in a similar manner, strategies which are not well thought of and executed by Vanaras or Dutas in this case, they will fail. This is another important lesson. Okay. So when you are a messenger, you are in a situation where you are endowed with some intelligence. Okay. You have come up with 4 or 5 strategies. But if you execute it, deshakala virodhitaha. That's very, very important. Nalla sayankala velaila, it is very cold. Let me have a lemonade. Abdin solli ice cube put start on enna agum. You will immediately get into some kind of flu. It is waiting to enter your body. The same lemonade will be very, very soothing for you if it's a hot and humid day. It doesn't mean that you are not supposed to have lemonade. Desham, kalam, very, very important. If you strip yourself of desha kalam and start applying strategy, adhaan indha kaalathil nariya pandrom namba. Dharma shastram smriti adhaan enga kadaikiradhe appadina 100 வருஷம் முன்ன குரு கிட்ட கிடைக்கும்னு சொல்லுவோம். இந்த காலத்துல கூகுள் கிட்ட கிடைக்கும் இல்லையா? கூகுள்ல போய் டைப் அடிச்சு பார்த்தோன்னா எல்லாம் கிடைக்கும். அதுக்கு தேச காலங்கள்லாம் நம்ம யோசிக்காத, the moment we strip ourselves of desha kala and adopt strategies, it will result in anartham. இதுதான் ஆஞ்சநேயருடைய important message. So with that message, we'll conclude our session today. Guru Charanam Guru Charanam
Veer Bharata Guru Charanam Veer Bharata Samsara Mukta Krishna, Krishna, Sendriya Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Govinda, Bhaja Mudhamate.
Kayena vacha manasa indriyairva buddhya atmana va prakrite svabhavate करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीरामचन्द्रार्पणमस्तु. Have a great day and day week ahead. Thank you.